Oh man, it's a hot one today. Hey, do you believe in ghost stories? I do. Let's talk about that. Hey, good morning, my living adventures. It's Randy here with The Living Adventure. Hey, ghost stories. Yeah, we heard them when we were children, all the tales of ghosts and goblins and scary things. And I want to talk a little bit about an example of a ghost story. And that example is the old man that lives down on the corner in the house alone. And the children have been told stories to stay away from him, and he's strange, or he's unusual, and he's mean, or just avoid him. And the reality is that this is the perception these children develop in their minds, is that whatever they're told, they believe, and especially if it comes from a caregiver or people that they somewhat trust. But the reality is also that nobody really knows that gentleman down the street. It's just a perception that they've created, and a lot of times that perception is based on a series or a single interaction. But they don't really take the time to go in and understand why that old man in the corner is the way he is. And we as a population, as a people, we're like that. We create these ghost stories in our heads, and then we share them with other people. And of course, it's that old tale of we whisper something in one person's ear, and it eventually gets bigger and bigger and bigger and elaborated to this monstrous tale. So we have to be somewhat careful. As highly sensitive people, we tend not to do that. We tend not to just go out there and blast stories without factualization. I mean, we're kind of those people that really want to know before we get involved. And that goes to our trade. I mean, we walk into rooms, with people, and we assess the room. We understand the room. We try to determine what the room is all about before we truly engage in it. If it's comfortable to us, then we will engage. If it's not comfortable with us, then we will disengage. And that holds true with individuals. As we meet individuals, we want to understand them. We want to know who they are. And sometimes that takes a little time. And as in that process, we're factualizing, we're gaining information, collecting data, as I call it, to see if there's compatibility, if there's acceptance, if there's some sort of understanding, and if it's going to be a mutual relationship where both parties can benefit. What we don't do, though, is we don't sample and then create a ghost story and go and tell everybody about this ghost that we found. We actually factualize it, and sometimes we factualize that there is a ghost there, and we need to be careful. And it's not so much a ghost as it is a dragon out of control, I call it. Right? I go back to the angelic side of people and then the dragon side of people, and sometimes people are dominated by their dragon to the point where that dragon is out of control and defensive and argumentative and reactive. And so when we talk about ghost stories, we really want to be careful. We want to, as HSPs, when we hear these ghost stories from these people, we want to be careful. We want to investigate further, be the Scooby-Doo of ghost stories, and find the truth, right? Because a lot of people get hurt because of ghost stories. And a lot of people love to tell ghost stories because they want to see the entertainment value in it. Or there's a purpose behind it. Sometimes that's validation in their own behaviors, and we got to be somewhat cautious about that too. So the reality for me is, I've heard a lot of ghost stories over the years, traveling all the different countries, and people telling these stories. I've seen a lot of people create ghost stories, out of imagination. And I've learned that no, better to investigate and better to validate, truth, because truth always prevails. So the next time you hear a story, or a rumor or a tale of any kind, just question it. How legitimate is it? Don't just blindly believe it. That's a trait of a true HSP, is they will understand better And they may even go to that old man on the corner and talk to them themselves and just find out. Anyway, guys, ghost stories. Yeah. Hope this helps. Have a great day.